Well, good afternoon, everybody, and let me join those who have gone before us to say it's a pleasure to meet you all and be part of what's gone on so far today. My name is Magna Adu. I'm a lecturer at Goldsmith University on social sciences and community youth work course. I also teach on anthropology and community development, and this is my co-colleague. We are the ones that pulled the report together, and he took a strong and enormous lead in it. So I'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Gurun Pathak, and I'm a 15-year-old Year 10 student at Wellington Boys. And I hope to write this report.
Yes. I mean, to be honest with you, for me, we had written something that we were going to deliver, but just hearing everybody else and the group that particularly I was in, and hearing the barrister Akasania and hearing yourself, I kind of feel that you've actually touched on quite a lot of what we were going to share. But nevertheless, we've done the work, so you're going to have to hear, you're going to have to hear because we've done the work. And we won't take too much of your time, but what we have done is just pulled the main themes that came out from the report from last year's conference that you had. And as I've said, you've actually touched on all the areas. One of the key areas that I want to just reiterate and stress on is, as an outcome, was the centralizing of a directory. Now, I think it's all been mentioned about several times in this room today. What is meant by that from young people who took part in last year's conference is, a place where young people can go, a place where young people can access information, a place where young people are not necessarily engaging with teachers or police or anybody of that sort, but being with mentors and being with people who care and being with people who are going to recognize some of that potential, and hopefully identify that and build and support young people in reaching there. Because one of the things I haven't heard yet is not all young people are the same. And when we talked about the transition, some people might transition through 18 and 19 and know the direction that they want to go into and have an idea where they were going. But you would have other young people, 18, 19, they're not ready yet. Yeah? And it's those young people in particular, not to solely leave the others, but it's those young people in particular that we need to be reaching out to. Yes, for all the reasons that's been said in this room. So, although the term centralized directory was not used as a space for young people, I think we've touched on it already as a key place for young people. The other key, which I think I can't necessarily separate them, they both go hand in hand, because it's been said here today already, which is about the building of confidence in young entrepreneurs. Yes? But I think we're saying the building of confidence in terms of identifying what you can do, what you want to do, what you're capable of doing in terms of your skills set, marrying that with your interest, and supporting you in that. And as I said, my career started as a community and youth worker many years ago. I was a youth officer in the ILEA many years ago, and part of the course, the BA course I teach on, it's social science and community and youth work. Yes, so I'm still hearing the issues, I'm still discussing the issues, and it was amazing when I first met Manju and she told me more about the project. And I think my background already and the course that I teach on made me even gravitated more to the foundation. And in the group that I was in, as we were talking about young people, I said throughout the whole day, I've not taken my eyes off this word either, stigma. And stigma was very much part and parcel, not just within the UK, but I think overseas as well. Yes, the whole area of having mental health challenges, having mental health issues, it is something that in some communities, in some families, you don't talk about. Yeah, so part of the foundation aim in wanting to break the cycle, part of the foundation aim in looking at the space for young people, I think we are also talking about tapping into the resources. And when I say resources, I'm talking about the people, I'm talking about the young people in the communities that we're not doing so. So I'll hand over to my colleague here.
We also spoke deeply about mental health and the urgent need to expand mental health first aid programs in schools, because support should not be a privilege, it should be a part of education itself. Furthermore, every child deserves to be heard, supported, and be safe.
Absolutely.
Another vital point is strengthening the relationship between young people and the police, especially the authorities. Through dialogue, listening, and trust building, we can move from fear to cooperation and reduce the cycle of crime and misunderstanding. Finally, the conference reminded us that early intervention and positive networks are not luxuries, they are lifelines. By creating safe environments, tackling trauma head-on, and promoting mentorship, we can help young people to not just survive, but thrive.
And just to, while we wind up, and I've already said that, some of the questions I was going to pose at the end of our presentation has already been touched on in terms of how do we go forward. But I want to stress again on partnership, and I know we've mentioned that earlier. Nobody, even the foundation here, can't do the work on their own. Yeah, it's enormous. And so therefore, we have schools here, I know we have councils, we have community-based, we have politicians, policymakers here. We all have a responsibility. But if we look at the foundation, because this is the reason why we're all here, because of the foundation's work, where is the resources? Yeah, a couple of young people have already mentioned that youth work have been closed. Yeah, and I'm sure even as a barrister and some of the work you do, yeah, it will have a knock-on effect on what you do. So if we're here to support the foundation to meet the need of young people, we mentioned 4 boroughs already, Greenwich, Southwark, Exclusion, and Croydon. If we are here to do that, resources means people, resources means money, resources means information, and resources means collaboration. Yeah, and I think we need to remember that after today. And I think in terms of where we go, it's been mentioned. This is what we need. This is how young people can interact with others, with professionals, in order to not only just curve or break the cycle, but also to realize their own potential in going forward and being, contribute to their communities, contribute to their families, and in some cases be able to take their partners out, for a meal because they're able to earn. Yeah. So we're going to leave you there and say that hopefully we've captured some of the things that already been said about going forward. Yeah. And so we need everybody to help the foundation.